Greetings, YouTube. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. I'm back. We're wrapping up the soybean harvest. We're gonna get ready to switch over to corn here. So let's hop back in and get it done. Deer and the antelope play. What is an antelope? I'm on the range where the deer and the antelope. I don't know if I've ever seen an antelope. Hey Siri, what is an antelope?
The term antelope refers to numerous extant or recently extinct species of the ruminant artidactyl family Bovidae that are indigenous to most of Africa, India, the Middle East, Central Asia, and a small area of Russia. Want to hear more?
No. So they look like deer, but apparently they're extinct. Huh. Okay. Does a cantaloupe count? I guess if the antelope can't elope, then are they technically cantaloupe? I don't know. I don't really know. Last strips of the beans. And we do have one more field of late beans across the road over there, but that we'll get those way later. Switch over to corn. Got a lot of corn. Got two pretty good sized cornfields down here. Like the cotton guy, is he done? Where's he at? Nope, he's still going. You gotta come back and hit the rest of that cotton right there. Orange soda. Good stuff. They didn't have orange soda at all this week at the grocery store. Went in there 2 or 3 times to get some more orange soda, and they did not have any, so I'm hoping maybe just the holidays maybe delayed them or something like that. I don't know. Hopefully they'll get some in. hop out here and probably keep these guys from a collision. Are they gonna collide? Yep. This last little bit here. All right. This hopefully straight into that thing. Yep. Alright, I'm going to drop this grain header over here for now. Because this guy's corn header is up at the shop. I'll stop by the Gage Grill and Groceries and get some diesel. I think the deer's corn header is in this shed right here. Yeah, it's up against the wall in this shed here, Fuzzy, when you come to looking for it. America. Alright, let's go get him some diesel. Do a little quick repair on him. And we'll get this corn going. Gonna be a slow ride. Wasn't that a Fog Hat song? Slow ride. Slow ride. Take it easy. Slow ride. I really wish I could play music on here. I'd have a number of tunes that I'd pull up and just we'd have a playlist to rock out to. Take it easy. I think the name of the song was Slow Ride. Yeah. Music is right. I'm in the gas thing. I'm in the gas. Oh no, I'm in the gas thing. I'm in the gas tank. Oh no. Yeah, I'm stuck inside the gas thing. Oh, maybe I shouldn't jump out like that right there. Let me get out here. Alright. That was a little scary. I think that was by Fog Hat. And I think there was another song called, was it Take It Easy? Take It Easy. It might have been a Take It Easy song. I think I'm thinking of the Eagles, Take It to the Limit. Take it to the limit one more time. Take it to the limit. Baby, take it to the limit. Morning, Tomcat. there is a song, Take It Easy. I think it goes, take it easy, 'cause I'm feeling queasy. That's probably not the words. I think there is one called Take It Easy, though. Gotta remember I left our hoe up here. Well, the deer are even running around up here at the Gage Green. Look at this. There's a lot of deer in Gage, Kentucky. Okay, yeah, let me get this guy rolling and then we'll I'll come take care of him. He's probably just running down the field just doing nothing, isn't he? Hey, this field turned out pretty good. Expanded that field and left a lot of the trees around the creek area over there. I think I'm gonna redo that trailer right there too. We got those semi-trailers now, so we'll have cotton to sell too. This is just a slow ride to get down here. I'm going 12. That's as fast as I can go. Need to do some repairs on this too. I gotta remember to do that. I think it's the header that needs it. It was a used header. It was on sale, but it's the better header. Really need like a approach right here. Let me go down here. Kind of a deep angle to start right there. And I can show off I put in some lamp posts down here too, where we put the scarecrows and the turn here sign. I do like that that cotton picker has the covers you can put on those big module bales. I've got a little die-cast cotton picker that has that Module Express that has the covered bales like that. Sitting over on the shelf. Yeah, put a lamp post there and a lamp post there on both sides. So I can see that at night. Alright, I'll get this guy going over here. Repaired. Yay. How many can I do? Well, that makes it wavy out in the center, doesn't it? Well, that makes it straight, doesn't it? It's so hard to tell. The lines are so little. See, if I did less, it makes it wavy. But if I do 5, it looks like it makes the line straight in the center. So I'll just do 5. Corn harvest is underway. Let me come back to that John Deere combine. Here we go. Ain't got any more beans, so I'm gonna drop his green hitter over here too. Get some fuel for him. Hey, I didn't get stuck in a gas tank. Woo! My stomach sounds like a bronchiosaurus. You know, like from Jurassic Park. When they're in the tree. And they're all going... That means I want a snack. I've got snacks. I've got them over here. My usuals. Got some Smart Food white cheddar popcorn. I've got a handy snack. Got a I don't even remember what to call this. It's a kind of a nut bar thing. Let's see. What is this actually called? Better nut bar. Yep. It's a dark chocolate and sea salt assortment nut bar. It's the Sam's Club brand. It's the members mark. Pretty good. And then I've got a Rice Krispie treat. Oh yeah, the Sun Chips honey barbecue. They used to be called something else. They were called sweet barbecue or something like that. And then they did away with them, and then they came back and they were still called sweet barbecue. And then they changed the name, so now they're honey barbecue. I've got some of those too, by the way. I got a bag of those sitting over here. Forgot I had those over there. Somebody's behind me. I can hear them. It's Fuzzy. I got old lights on mine. Mine are like the old warm white kind of style bulbs. Alright, coming into this field. Ooh, the backside of your trailer is like flickery. Hmm. Okay, no lines there. No lines there. No lines there. Come on. Uh-oh. We got a problem with this field. There are no lines being generated on this field. Wonder what causes that. And I can't do more than 5. I wonder if it's because the lines are too squiggly around the edges, or what would cause this to do that? It's not generating any lines though. Well, I wonder if we switch it over to this. I think it would generate something. Not even under that. This field always has problems with AI workers? Well, I'm just gonna go, I want to do 5 and let him do the in rows. And then we might just have to do the center manually if that doesn't work. Let me try to get those done first. I'm gonna let him go 5 rounds. He'll at least do the outside. Wonder why it does that. Wonder, do I need to make it more square on the outside? Because I can do that. I can try to make it more square on the outside. Maybe get rid of, I did make it more round kind of on the outside. I just have to come in with the perfect edge and kind of grass in some of the areas over here or something. Could be the telephone poles doing it or something. You never know. Yeah, I'll look at that later. That guy stopped. Looks like this corn is going to be a much higher yield than the beans were. Oh look, I'm getting a message from McDonald's. $5.99 20-piece chicken McNuggets. Ooh. Wonder what that's for. Some type of special promotion today or something? Yeah, we had to do it manually last time, that's right. So I guess I need to go in there and rework that field and see what's causing that. I might just have to square it up on the ends or something and see if that fixes it. Where is my combine? Where is my combine? It's gotta be around here somewhere. There it is. You'd think doing the inrows, though, it would pick up. I'm wondering if it could be the fact that it's not perfectly rounded. Well, that's that field. This is the field we were looking at. So it could be, yeah, this one's not perfectly rounded, but even that one, this one's not perfectly rounded, and it did the lines. So I wonder if it's just something to do with that field. It could be the telephone poles because they kind of worked in and out of the telephone poles down here. I'll come in and work on it. I'll see if maybe putting in some straighter edges or something fixes it. I guess the cotton harvest is done. It's like we really can't expand. I don't think we can merge this field too much up this way because there's a... I'll have to come look at that. Good morning, Da. Walk through these woods here. Got some thick woods. Hey, well, we could merge this one with this one, maybe. As long as it's not like a creek or something in here. There's a save. Yeah, I don't know what could be causing it to have that issue. There is a culvert down here. I wouldn't think that would be the problem because this is well away from that. Could be. I could just maybe grass in a little more in front of that. These are not straight edges. And this down here, it kind of serpentines in and out between kind of the poles here. Got another culvert down here. Could be it. I don't know. Yeah, this kind of serpentines back and forth. I think I've got it far enough away from the creek down here now, though, because it was all the way up in these trees. We had corn growing up in these trees right here. Should be enough room. Take out some of these little bushes. I don't think that would be causing it though. Here he comes right there. I can see he's doing the headlands fine. There's really no issue. It's the center part of the field where the problem's at. You wouldn't think he'd be able to do the headlands if he was having. That's a little right there. I need to do some smoothing, I think, down here. A little bump there. Hi, buddy. Yeah, I think we could probably merge some of this. And up here, maybe you just completely redo this field. Expand it out this way a little bit. Looks like there might be a creek up here, though, in these woods. Definitely some fog. Kind of opens up back here. Pond there. Even got a dock. Might be a good place to go fishing. It's got a little bench to sit on. Oh yeah, you could definitely go fishing down here. There's a bigger body of water down south of us. A little pond there. And then a great big pond out here. This actually has like a levee, so probably we want to work around that. This is actually over on the other side of the road, though. So there should be a road over here to our left. Granted, it's just a little field road. A barn. And there's a pond right here. But as far as going up this way, sky's the limit. Guess you get the other one. Good morning, welcome in. I saw where they had a new burger, but I don't know if it's available where I'm at yet. Or well, maybe it's not a new burger, maybe it's like a return of a burger. Where do you go to look for those? Well, I can't look it up right now anyway because it's still breakfast time, so I'll have to look at that later. Why would they be sending me that if I can't look at that stuff though? That's not bad for a 20-piece McNuggets set, though. Yeah, I may just have to shave some of the edges off of this and try that, see if that fixes the field. There's some big piles of clover between rows out here, didn't I? Oh man, that's a perfect time for a save right when I'm trying to line up with the trailer. Mugging of burgers. I can't believe that you gave away my secret burger sauce recipe on one of your YouTube videos last week. Ketchup, mayo, and mustard. Oh, is that a secret sauce? Yeah, if you mix those together, it kind of makes the orange Ed sauce from Good Burger. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? I would probably add a little more to it than that. I'd probably add a little bit of pepper, maybe some Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, really do it up. I think there's an actual recipe for Ed sauce out there. I thought I made this smooth enough around for him to just go continuously. Welcome back, Blue. Do you have any mods installed? Everything you see in this picture minus the green cart is a mod. So yeah, this tractor is a mod, that combine is a mod. Everything that Fuzzy's got over there except the green cart is a mod. The trailer for the truck back there, that's a mod. Map itself is a mod. Yeah, there's a lot of mods. Lots and lots and lots of mods. Oh, there's a save too. That's a mod. Autosave is a mod. Let's see. Mods and DLC. So we've got all kinds of stuff. A lot of stuff we're not using currently. Lots of mods. This is just what I've got enabled here. Tons of mods. Some of them we've used, some of them we haven't used. Some of them have turned into lawn ornaments. Tons of mods. That's not even like the full list. There's some mods that don't show up in there. Yeah. It's really cool to be able to have them. I mean, I remember back in the day where we didn't have mods. You had to, well, for PC back on 15, there was no mod hub. There was no in-game mod hub. You had some stuff on the Giants website, like the larger tractors couldn't hook up to the smaller implemented stuff, like the tippers and stuff. So they had to put out a mod that was just like this little hitch thing that hooked up to the back of the big tractors, just so you could connect that hitch to, say, like a small tipper trailer or something like that. Anything that used like a pin hitch, you had to have that mod to be able to pull a tipper with that larger tractor. And then there was a lot from I think it was FSUK back then, and there was another one, LS mods maybe, or something like that. And then you had all your third-party sites, and we learned some lessons doing that. That's why we don't take a lot of mods from third-party sites anymore. Well, Farming Simulator 16 was actually a mobile game. Yeah, Farming Simulator 14, 16, 18. Trying to remember if there was a 20. I think the current mobile game is Farming Simulator 23. Those were all mobile games. Now Farming Simulator 15, actually the jump in graphics from Farming Simulator, which was just called Farming Simulator back then, so you had Farming Simulator 13 is kind of its designation. The jump from graphics from Farming Simulator 13 to Farming Simulator 15 was a huge leap. The graphics in 13 were, the grass was always like the dark kind of brownish color. It was never green. There weren't a whole lot of like reflective surfaces and stuff like that. Things got a lot more realistic and a lot more detailed. We got the I remember when we started 15, we got the heat shimmer. So you see the heat shimmer coming off of the pipe there in the front. We got that with 15. We didn't have dirt on the models before 15. We got dirt in 15. They made the tractors and stuff, all the equipment, washable. I know they expanded the tracks on the ground in 15. So we got a lot from Farming Simulator 15. Farming Simulator 16 was the first one. Yeah, that was a mobile version then. If you played Farming Simulator 16, that was a mobile version, so it's probably going to be a lot less attractive than one of the console / PC versions of the Farming Simulator. I remember it was September or early October when I saw the TV advertisement for Farming Simulator 15, and just looking at the kind of like the layout, the graphics, everything from that I saw in the TV commercial for Farming Simulator 15. When I saw that they, the cows walking around, I saw that you could cut trees and do logging and stuff like that, and not to mention do all the farming stuff, I was sold. I downloaded it and started playing that, and then kind of branched out from there and started watching Puma Plow and watching the videos on how to actually play, and started really just started doing the videos and stuff, and later I started doing the live streams, and it's been that way ever since. Now cows fly. What? Do the cows fly? I don't think they're supposed to. The pigs, you know, if the pigs fly, you know, that's probably the end of the game right there. Yeah, 22 is good. I think 19 was a big one. 19 saw the big graphics change from the traditional 15, 17 to the new kind of style of graphics with kind of what we got now. They changed from a fixed sky, so now when you look, can't really see it from here, but when you look up in the sky, and it's hidden by a cloud right now, but the sun comes up, the light that shines from the sun, it casts the shadows from the direction of the sun. Even the reflection of the sun is cast from that direction. The moon is the same way. You'll see the sunrise and sunset, the moon rise and the moon set. You got the clouds that actually move now. They actually, if you sit here and watch them, they'll change shape and they'll move. Got a lot of stuff that we requested. I don't know if I can do this from here, but I'm gonna try it. Totally works. I'm not going to talk about that on the stream. That's kind of a political thing, and I'm not going to get into that here. They always float on your pasture, Tomcat? What? What map are you playing? I've never seen my cows fly. I've seen elephants fly, but I've never seen a cow fly. Unless somebody was throwing like a meat patty through the air and then building the burger on the other side, so yeah. Tomcat's got that AI enabled map. Sounds like it. Sounds like some AI stuff right there. Do your cows have 5 legs? If your cows have 5 legs in Farming Simulator, you might have AI cows. If your cows have 3 horns in Farming Simulator, you might have AI cows. Only time you've seen cows fly was in the movie Twister. Yeah, now I have seen that. Yeah. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows. I know that season is coming up. You know that tornado seasons. I know that tornado season is kind of, we're getting, well, kind of in winter, but here in the deep south, you know, it's a yo-yo effect of weather. It'll be storming, tornadoes, hail, pretty much the scariest environment imaginable. And then the next day it can ice over, snow. Yeah, it's not a fun time. I don't know. I didn't really care for End of the Storm. Twister, I remember going and seeing that one in the movie theater when it came out in '96, and we were in there watching it, and we got to the final tornado. So we got to the big F5 tornado, and they're on the highway in their truck chasing this thing, and then all of a sudden, the movie goes from Bill's talking about, he's talking to Jonas, and there, Jonas is out there chasing it too, and he's like, hang on just a minute, we got a pretty good view from back here. Only it didn't sound like that. It sounded like, hang on just a minute, and then all of a sudden the movie stops. The screen goes dark. The lights in the theater come up, and I guess the lady, maybe she's like a manager, she's running the place, and she comes in there and says, okay folks, listen, we've got to stop the film, we've got to ask y'all to leave. They have a report that there are 3 tornadoes on the ground headed this way. Yeah, so you guys can come back for a future showing for free, but we got to ask y'all to leave. Because these tornadoes are coming, basically, and it's like, what? And then, as soon as she got done saying that, all of a sudden you hear thunder, right? And it's like a really, shaking thunder, so the whole building shakes, and we're thinking, well, that's the movie. No, it's not the movie. It's actually the real world. It's outside. And we come out of the theater, and it's like, it looks like the end of the world out there. I mean, it was lightly raining. It wasn't really raining that heavy, but it was windy, and it was lightning like crazy. It was like God was taking pictures, Back then cameras had flashes on them, so that's kind of what it looked like. It looked like God had a giant camera, and he was taking pictures of us or something. But it was very scary. You hear the tornado sirens and stuff like that, and you're coming from a movie, okay, that's about tornadoes and tornado sirens going off in it, and all this stuff happening. Yeah, that was quite the experience. I'll always remember that for my rest of my life. I'll always remember that. I got to experience Twister in IRL Max. I don't know what else to call that. It was very unique. So, but yeah, I'll always I'll always think Twister was more my speed. The one thing about Into the Storm is the scene where, and spoiler alert, this movie's been out for years, so it's not really a spoiler alert. There's a scene where there's a guy in there. He's like a photojournalist or something like that. He gets sucked into a tornado, and the tornado's on fire. So the guy gets sucked into the tornado, and he gets caught up in the funnel, and it sets him on fire, and there's nothing anybody can do to help him. So he just literally got to burn to death inside the tornado. That really messed me up. I did not like that scene at all. Because the guy, I mean, he's sitting here burning to death, and nobody can help him. Nobody can throw him a rope. Nobody can, nobody can come to his aid. Nobody can. He's just literally caught up in the tornado, and he's got to burn to death. I mean, that was very, very bad. That's one reason why I don't watch. I've only seen that movie once, and I probably won't watch it again. That was messed up. So, I would rather see cows flying than that. Any day, I'd rather see cows flying. So, yeah, messed up. That movie, for that scene, that movie should have got an R rated. I don't even know what that was rated, but it should have been rated R just for that. I've seen other tornado movies, including the tornado that had what's that guy's name from Evil Dead? Can't remember his name. He was in it, and then Ernie Hudson in it. Winston from Ghostbusters. He was in it. Yeah, there wasn't any like explicit gory stuff, but just watching that scene and watching that guy having to go through that was kind of like psychologically messed up. You want to do storm chasing? I was actually a storm spotter. I went through the classes, did the basic, and then went on and did the advanced storm spotting class. I did that with the National Weather Service. The program that we did was done through. We had got the license through the ham radios. Because that was our primary means of communications. Did the whole emergency communications bit, which is entailed for. It's not only that. It's not only. I mean, that's probably one of the primary things of it. Being in the deep south, we have a lot of tornadoes, but it's also for emergencies like disasters, earthquakes, nuclear wars, anything where communications would be knocked out. Ham radio people come in and set up ham radios, and we can talk between great distances, one point to another. It's not like it is in the movies, I'll say that. It can be adrenaline pumping, but it's not like you go out and chase a tornado. You go out and you get somewhat close, not enough not close enough to, you know, be in any, serious danger. There are some people that do the interceptor stuff where they want to go and park and then ride through the tornado themselves. That's not what I did. What I did was I'd go out, find a position, correlate my position on radar to what I'm seeing, velocity wise with the storm. If I see anything that looks like it could develop, I position myself to where I can get a good view of wherever it's at, whatever it is and wherever it's at. And then I call in on the radio to, we had a net controller that we would call into and give our report, and then they'd hand that off, and most of the time it was directly to the National Weather Service themselves. So yeah, did that for a while. Then I went into the medical field, and I think going into the medical field kind of took up more of my time, and decided to go that route. Save a lot more money on windshields and stuff, so saved a lot of money on fuel. Fuel was getting super expensive back then too. Yeah, it does take some money to get into, and you're not paid to be unless you work for a weather agency or a news agency or somebody that actually pays for you to do that. Most of the time, that's all volunteer. All the stuff we did was volunteer work. It's kind of like have you ever heard of the Civil Air Patrol? Where you can go and you can fly, and they'll teach you to fly, and they'll help you get your license to fly and stuff like that. You can get a lot of hours flying doing that, building up your logbook and stuff. Most of the time, that's volunteer, and I think you got to pay for like the fuel and stuff like that, but you can log a lot of hours doing that. Kind of the same way, kind of the same thing. I hope not. Back then it would have kind of piqued my interest to say, hey, yeah, this is great. Let's have a great tornado season. But when you start seeing like the effects of the tornadoes and what the people go through and stuff like that, it's a whole different story. You kind of get to a point where you wish it would just stay, sunny and calm and comfortable, and you kind of grow out of that stuff sometimes. When you're young and stuff, yeah, you probably look forward to a lot of stuff like it's probably the same way with snow. I used to love snow. I mean, you could get time off from school, go outside and build a snowman, make snow angels, make snow cream, make, just, enjoy it, go sledding, stuff like that. The older you get, the more things change. Now when it snows, my bones hurt. I still got to go to work, even if the roads are bad. I can't do all the stuff that I used to do. Yeah, it's not the same when you get older and become an adult. Race Against the Harvest. Is that a farming movie? Sounds like a tornado movie, but is it a farming movie? I'd like to see more farming movies. That would be cool. I know there's a farming movie. I want to say it's called Silo that I haven't seen yet. Or Silos. Something like that. I know there's another movie called Silo that is totally way off the map. It has nothing to do with farm silos, but there's another one called Silo. And I want to say it's a farming movie, but I think it's about somebody that got trapped in a silo or something like that. So it's still not, not a happy-go-lucky movie, but I think it's about farming. So far, the closest movies that we've got, closest things that we have to farming would be probably Twister, because it had a lot of farm stuff in it. And maybe The Wizard of Oz. I don't know. It had a tornado in it too, but it had a lot of farm. It had a cornfield and had a apple orchard, and all of that. So, Buzzy, I'm gonna fill your finish filling your grain cart here. About 2 rivaling custom harvest crews. Okay. Oh, did that guy quit? Has he done 5 rounds? He might be done. Let me see if I can hire him out and take the headlands off and see if I can do straight lines. I doubt I can, but I'm gonna try. Turn him around. Alright, let's see. If I take those off, yeah, I'm still not getting any lines. I don't know what's causing that. I don't know if it's the field itself. I'm gonna redo the edges of this field and see if that... Wonder if I can do that now. Wonder if I can come in and do like a grass border. That's kind of weird, those trees. Look at that. See those trees? Showing there's 2 trees there. Are they up in the air? No. When I zoom out, the trees, look at it, right there. There's like trees right there on the edge. I'm going to try to put in a border here and see if that will fix this field real quick. And I can come back and adjust it later. Let's do grass. Make that bigger. I'm just going to go with this. I've got to switch over to my mouse and my keyboard for this. To be able to use the Perfect Edge mod. Go from here. Don't know that this will work. Just a test. This is only a test. But it might work. Okay, now I've got to turn. I might have to do this without the perfect edge. So I'm going to want to change the shape to a circle. I'm gonna have to kind of wing this. I can come back in and replow this out a little straighter if I want to later on. Alright, now if I go straight, change that back to a square. Wait, let me bring that out a little, flare it out a little bit here. I go straight from there, switch back over to the keyboard here. That locked in on that. Really don't want to, I want to try to take as little crop as possible, so I'm going to go down, I'm going to start down here. And I'll work my way backwards to that point. Okay. Oop, leaving behind some. That might just be texture lag too. I think it is texture lag. Kind of goes over further down there, doesn't it? I can come back in and put grass in these areas too. Alright, we made it down here now. So let me actually bring that, meet up with that. There we go. Alright, now let me do that west end of this field and then see if this works. How rare are tornadoes? Depends on the map. If it's a modded map, sometimes they might be more frequent. Sometimes, and I think they happen more on the base maps. I think they happen more like in July or August, somewhere in there. Just really depends on the map. about to test this theory. Alright, so now we have a field with a new border, and it goes all the way around it. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure that this kind of clicks over, I'm going to take this completely out of the field here. Boy, that's a loud train. That scared me. That train is loud. That train is several miles away, but sometimes when in the winter when they lay on their horns, it's a lot louder. Alright, I'll do a little loop-de-loop. And then go back over here. This should be a new field now. That did it. It's something to do with the border. That did it. So I've got straight lines out here now. And that's what we will do. We'll take out these straight lines. And then if there's any left on the outside, we'll come back and hit that. But yeah, that did it. I will hire that out there like that. Just probably got to think about it for a minute. Maybe 2 minutes. Should do it. Come on. Do it. Do it to it, Lars. He's not moving. Let me take him down to the other side. Sometimes if you move him, let me move him down to the other end. Sometimes that's all it takes. All it takes is moving them. Yeah, I'll definitely come back in and probably plow some of this back out. And then do some grass around the, a little more painting and a little bit of grass around the outside. If this works, this should work. It created the lines, so I'm gonna say it should work. So there's my lines. Let me actually take some of these off. I'll just do the 2 auto. Maybe that'll help. Well, we did 5 though, didn't we? But there's not, it's not gonna be the same because, yeah, I'll just do 2 auto because we recreated the field. So let me just do that and see if that helps out. And it looks like it's going to because it's actually moving now. You may do some half passes and some empty passes. But at least he's moving by himself. Alright, we're in business. So if you get to this field on this map, or any other map for that matter, and it has issues with generating tracks for the AI, try changing up the border of the field. That's what I did. I came in with a perfect edge mod and just painted it a little bit. I can probably plow that back out a little bit and redo it. But yeah, try altering your field a little bit, seeing if it will auto detect the lines for you. Alright. You got to remember, this field had runoffs on it as well, so got culverts on it. This was actually 2 fields right here, and we filled in the runoff and made it all into 1 field, so Alright guys, well that is going to do it for today. We're going to finish working on this corn here. And I have no idea what we're doing tomorrow. We might be selling some dried corn tomorrow. Hopefully get into, what is it, December I think, when we sell the dried corn. We do not have any wood chips to sell, so we'll do that and then maybe get on into the next time around. Maybe do a little fertilizing and plowing and get into the spring months. See what we can get into new there. Maybe sell some silage bales. We do have some silage bales to sell. So we're gonna go over and raid to John here real quick. Make sure you guys join tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, remember you reap what you sow. Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Here we go.